Shalom, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Recha Kodash, Brakata YAHAWAH, Brakata YAHAWASHI, Brakata YAHAWAH, Brakata YAHAWASHI, Brakata YAHAWAH, Brakata YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Recha Kodash, Brakatam, and the water YAHAWAH, Bashem Shai for the spirit of truth. And as always, double honors goes to my head apostles and elders, a great millstone over the world, who taught me the truth of the spirit, Brakatam. And as always, salutations to the YAHAWAH across the four corners of the earth. That's teaching this truth in sincerity, faith, and in honesty. Alright, and pressing towards the mark of salvation. We present their bodies as a living sacrifice for YAHWAH, Bashem Shai. Alright, YAHWAH, that's the Heavenly Father's one too powerful name, which the world refers to as God. And YAHWASHI, that's His only begotten Son, which the world refers to as Jesus Christ. YAHWAH, YAHWASHI, are so-called Negroes. And that's according to the scriptures. And we can prove that. Alright, double honors as always to the apostles and elders of great millstone, who will world, telling the truth of the spirit. Salutations. Alright, I probably said this already. Salutations to Akim. Alright, and Shalom I'm sure y'all all of it, just peace and love to the elect of Israel. Alright, pretty much the spirit is heavy on me right now. I was meditating, alright, on don't be afraid. Alright, don't be afraid to cry unto the Lord. You know, don't be afraid to, hey, Shalom, to all the Akim, all you brothers. And pretty much, I was meditating on, you know, don't be afraid to cry unto the Lord, man. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to separate yourself from this world, man, because we in Babylon the Great. So you have a similitude, alright, of outlets as far as doing wickedness. But when it comes down to rehearsing the righteous acts, when it comes down to being righteous, it's very few. So don't be afraid to separate yourself and go into the closet, go into your room, go where you gotta go, in your car, on the toilet, wherever you at, man. Don't be afraid to put up that prayer, because the significance of you crying unto the Lord is the incense of the incense that are before the Lord, which is the prayers of the saints. And I'm gonna get that, man. Do not be afraid to put up these prayers to the Lord. And not only that, because a lot of us, all of us have knowledge, man. All of us have knowledge, man. Okay, when you call on YAHWAH, Bashem Shai in sincerity and truth, He's gonna give you a certain degree of knowledge. But we all claim we have faith. Well, if that's the case, since we all got faith, we should be doing a lot more praying. And this video is to myself first and foremost, because before I came into this truth, okay, before I came into Great Millstone, you know, I was crying unto the Lord daily, man. I used to cry out unto the Lord, okay, when I was going through what I had to go through. But I used to cry unto the Lord, and you know, through the Spirit. Right, not to put it out there, but just recently, you know, I had to do that, man. And it takes for you to do that because the Lord said He likened us. Because the Lord said He likened us into a comely and delicate woman. All right. So what are our women supposed to do? Our women are supposed to cry unto to their men. You know, cry unto their men. Is not He the Lord? Okay. Do not she make supplications for her Lord? So how much more the domino effect of us making supplications unto the Lord? Because we're His woman. So do not be afraid to put on them prayers. And that's why the Lord will put you through certain things, so that you can be isolated, so that you can do more praying, so that you can be more dependent on Him. Like I said, we all have knowledge, man. But don't be afraid to cry unto YAHWAH, Bashem Shai, man. Do not be afraid to get Him that one-on-one. It don't matter what people see. We ain't worrying about what we see physically. We know what's coming spiritually. We know what's getting ready to happen, man. So do not be afraid to go in that closet, man. Do not be afraid to go in that room. And the reason why I'm doing this lesson is because we claim to be the house of David through the spirit and power of YAHWAH, Bashem Shai, which I believe we are. Start with Elder Pastor Harold down. So guess what King David was doing? He was complaining. Let's get the etymology of complain. It's a verb. It's from the late 14th century. It says lament. Okay? This is the etymology of complain. It says lament. Does not in Ezekiel the 2nd chapter it says the Lord told Ezekiel to eat it up. He said eat it up. Okay? And then Ezekiel ate the roll, he said, and lo, it was a roll. He said what? It was full of lamentations, mournings, and woes. So to complain to YAHAWASHI is to lament. And this is what's before him, man. This is why he's bringing all the destruction. This is why he's bringing the judgment, because you lamenting, you praying, okay? You asking YAHAWASHI to bring this, you crying unto the Lord, asking him to bring this judgment so that he can get his recognition, man. So, because with his recognition is going to be our recognition, man. With YAHAWASHI getting recognition on the planet Earth, we going to be recognized why we so different, why we're alienated, man. Job said he was alienated from his own household, man. Are we not partaking in the same afflictions, man? The same afflictions? Okay. Continuing on, it says, lament, bewail, grieve, find fault, express, criticize, make a formal accusation or charge to authority. Okay? Hey, but that's the point. It says to lament. Okay? So they say from Elder Pastor Har on down, we always complain. Well, King David complained continuously. All right? Matter of fact, we're going to get that account. Okay? This is Psalms 141. Okay, I got both of them on deck, but there's one that actually says complaint. That's what I want to get. So let's get that first. Before I take off on this lesson, let's get that first, man. Because King David said he complained. Okay, King David. Everybody love to talk about King David. There we go. I know I just read it earlier. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 1. It says, it says, to the chief musician of Naganath, Michelle, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O YAHAWASHI. Hide not thyself from my supplications. That's the point, verse 2. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. So King David said he mourned and he complained, man. King David said he mourned and he complained. And his complaint make a noise, man. So how much more the house of David? How much more the brothers out there that's going through the trials and tribulations? They have put their hand into the plow, all right, and are now receiving. Like I said earlier, we all have knowledge, man. But now we're all receiving, all right, the end of the end of the stick, all right, which is the afflictions, man. Because King David said what? I believe, and greatly was I afflicted, man. All right, so what we have to endure the afflictions, man. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, made the scoffer himself. All right, Hey, if you eat my, you my slave in the kingdom, boy. Lord's will, boy. I pray you ain't no Israelite, bro. Cause you, boy, you a fervent scoffer, bro. You fervent, and the Lord got a heavy judgment for you. But going back to what I was saying, all right, Isaiah 55 verse 2. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. So what King David said, he mourned in his complaint and make a noise, man. All right. Verse 3. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. All right. So what? King David put up them prayers to YAHAWASHI that he would deliver him in a time of his troubles because he complained unto the Lord. So that's what we have to do, man. All right, that's what we have to do, more complaining to the Lord. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. You know, through the Spirit, you know, which I believe when you do more complaining to the Lord, it puts you more in the Spirit. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Okay, when you do more complaining to the Lord, it puts you more in the Spirit. And this is why the books of the seals were loosened, man. I'm finna pull it. This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 7. Okay? And it says, and he came, who is that he? YAHAWASHI. Hey, that's right, brother. Pray without ceasing. That's right, bro. Hey, because what? That's you being likened as a comely and delicate woman in the eyes of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Going back into Galatians the 6th chapter, 16 verse, which is the Israel of the Most High. Because only the Israel of the Most High, the elect, will be praying you know, okay, will be putting up that crying to YAHAWASHI, man, and will not be afraid, and will not give a damn what people say about them. Whether it's a weakness, oh, he's weak, oh, he's this, and oh, he's that. You know, oh, here it is. I done did all this and that. No, look, bro. All right, look. We're in the spirit, man. Okay? That's why the scripture say all of Israel is not of Israel, man. Okay? We are born of the spirit, man. Okay? We were called to do this, man. Through the spirit. Okay? With our whole life. And it's a spiritual contract, man. You have to understand that by faith. And the scriptures say all men were not given faith. Revelation chapter 5 verse 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. Okay? YAHAWASHI, speaking of the Most High too. It says verse 8. And when he had taken the book of the 4 beasts, and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. This is the point. Having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors. Having them harps and golden vials full of odors, which is incense, which are the prayers of saints, man. Okay? Before the throne, man. And when you read in Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, it shows you, it goes into the in-depth of before the throne, of the angels being under the firmament, and YAHAWASHI, which Ezekiel said he's seen the likeness of a man, in beryl, amber, sapphire, all right, and the rainbow above him and all, man. Okay, and who was that man? Yahweh. Okay? And he said this was the appearance of YAHAWASHI on the throne. So guess what's before the throne of YAHAWASHI? The prayers of the saints, man. The prayers of the men of YAHAWASHI was going to pray without ceasing, man. Okay? And crying to the Lord. Because what? Their King David did it. In the house of David, we're going to do the same thing. So don't be afraid to cry to YAHAWASHI, because it's going to make you look different, man. You know? But to hell with what this world say, man. You know, we're not of this world, man. We are the spirit. We were born of the spirit. You know? Destined like Jeremiah, man. Like Ezekiel. Okay? YAHAWASHI. And what? We were all signs. Going back into Isaiah, what's that? Isaiah 8, I believe, to the law and to the testimony. You know, and then right after that it says, thy children are for signs and wonders. We a sign, man. Because YAHAWASHI was a sign himself. So we were a sign. What? A sign of faith. Okay? Psalms chapter 141, verse 1. It says, I cried unto the Lord with my voice. With my voice unto the Lord did I make supplication. I poured out my complaint. There it is again. I poured out my complaint before him. I showed before him my trouble. That's right. And we all of us is going through tribulation, man. Every brother that you see putting up these videos, man, right, that's being fervent in spirit, okay, and that believing YAHAWASHI, we catching hell, bro. Okay, whether you believe or you don't believe, man. Okay, whether it's on our job or at our house. So we're putting up that complaint. We're putting up that lament to YAHAWASHI, and guess what? That's a spiritual sacrifice. Okay, I'm finna get that. Like I said earlier, when we crying to YAHAWASHI, that is a spiritual sacrifice, man. Okay? Now I'm finna get that. This is Psalms 141, and this is a Psalm of David. Okay, it says a Psalm of David, verse 1. YAHAWASHI, I cried unto thee. Make haste unto me. Right, be speedily upon me, man. I believe in you, man. I get everything I have for you, man. You know? Baba Kasha, you know, show the wickedness of these people, all right, and show the righteousness and the integrity of thy servant, man, to be able to stand up in great boldness for thee, man. Okay? Nobody believes in the Lord. They claim they believe, but don't nobody know how YAHAWASHI get down, man. Psalms 141, okay, verse 1. YAHAWASHI, I cried unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Right, so what did that mean? King David was on his knees. King David was crying unto YAHAWASHI, man. King David wanted to be in the spirit, man. He knew that it was he knew that the greater power of YAHAWASHI was with him, man. And he wanted to keep that spirit. That's why the scripture says in Psalms, I believe 50, all right, cast me not from thy presence and take not thy Holy Spirit. The spirit of YAHAWASHI is a holy spirit, man. It's a sacred spirit that everybody on the planet Earth don't have. Okay? Hey, it's a spirit of comfort, man. Of understanding the scriptures. It's a spirit, all right, of salvation, man. Okay? It's a spirit of belief. Because anybody can read the Bible, but not everybody will put their life and present their body as a living sacrifice, okay, for this truth, man. All right? And do lessons on this truth. And get a life for this Bible, man. Okay? That's why you have the elect. That's why you have King David, man. That's why you had a house of David. And they were going to what? Cry into YAHAWASHI and be not afraid, man. Okay? So let me brother share real quick. Khan, Shalom. Alright, Psalms 141, verse 2. Let my prayer be set before thee as an incense. So King David said, let my prayer be set before thee as an incense. When you light an incense and that smoke go up, the prayers of the saints, the prayers of the humble servants, the 144,000, is going up. And what? It's reaching into the nostrils of YAHAWASHI. And let's prove that through the scriptures. See, everything we say we can prove through the scriptures. This is Revelations chapter 8, verse 3. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense. Psalms 141 and 2. Let my prayer be set before thee as an incense, and the lifting up of my hands as an evening sacrifice. Revelations chapter 8, verse 3. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he would offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. So this angel presented our prayers, which were likened unto an incense, before the throne of YAHAWASHI, man. That's why it is very important to cry into YAHAWASHI, so that you can have that one-on-one, okay? So that you can be in the spirit, man, you know? And it's a beautiful feeling to be isolated from carnality. Although we catch hell because we spiritual beings in the carnal world, but it's a balance, because it's a beautiful thing, because who would want to die and be destroyed by thermonuclear fire? Who would want to be judged by the power of YAHAWASHI, man? Okay? You would want to escape the destruction, man, not partake in it. And then it later on goes into the wrath of YAHAWASHI, because the prayers of the saints was before him. Is it not written? He declaring the end from the beginning, the things that are not yet done. So guess what's being presented to the throne before YAHAWASHI? The prayers of the saints. That's why it's very important to cry unto the Lord. It's very important to cry unto YAHAWASHI, man, because that's that connection through the spirit that the 144,000 and the 1/3 will have, man, in these last days, through the spirit. Because Yahweh said the hour come that the true worshipers shall worship him in the spirit and truth. Okay? That's why we're not doing this in word. Okay? We're not being hearers, but we're doing it. Okay? We're doing it, man. Not just being a hearer, but actually applying crying out unto the Lord. We actually do this, man. Okay? And it's a spiritual thing. And it's quickeneth. Everybody can't understand this. And this is why you're going to be greatly afflicted. Okay? You're going to be afflicted when you start crying unto YAHAWASHI and asking him to deliver you in your troubles, and to let people see what you're going through. Because you always being looked at as the bad guy. Okay? You best believe we always being looked at as the bad guy. It don't matter what you do, bro. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, because I experienced this shit today. Hey, with my own family, man. But it don't matter what you do, okay? You always gonna be looked at as the bad guy. Why? Because we are not a part of this society. We are not a part of this world. They cannot see the spiritual things. Although you hope that they can see them, but YAHAWASHI give it the increase. And the Lord said what? One shall be in the city, two shall be in the city and one shall be taken. So what? The Lord deal with few numbers, man. He ain't saving both. He ain't saving you and your whole family, man. So this is why it's very important to cry unto the Lord, YAHAWASHI, that you be partakers of salvation. Okay? Now moving on. We close out on this through the Spirit. Why it's very important to cry unto YAHAWASHI, because you could be asking yourself like, damn, why I'm going through this? You know, why am I catching this hell? You know, why am I being persecuted? Why am I going through this? You know, and it's all spiritual, because the Lord is perfecting you to make you find gold. Because if you didn't go through this process, okay, of being put into the furnace, then you wouldn't be delicate in the eyes of the YAHAWASHI. Because what? Let's get that real quick. This is why it's very important to be not afraid to cry unto YAHAWASHI. Because the Lord will increase you in the spirit by just praying, man. Pray. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. You know, through the Spirit. You know? Hey man, prayer is very important. But like I said, I'm doing this video for myself first and foremost, because before I came into this understanding, I used to pray a lot, man. But as I started growing in the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, key words. As I started growing in the wisdom and knowledge, understanding, I started to put away prayer, and that's what we all do. We all do that, and that's off, bro. Because the scriptures say, continue in the things which thou hast learned. So we first learn how to pray to YAHAWASHI. This is James chapter 5, verse 16. It says, confess your faults one to another, and that's the body. Okay, and that's why King David said, let the righteous smite me, in Psalms 55, I believe. You know, that's how you gonna get you. I don't want to bounce around too much, but confess your faults one to another. Because what? The brothers that are around you are not against you, but are for you. They can see the weakness, okay? All right, they can see the lack. So what? They doing to you as if it was for them. Okay? The trimming of the fat. You know? And the elect will realize that. Because that's what it's all about, the elect, man. I mean, bro, St. Matthew 24 says he shall gather his elect. It didn't say his elect and some people that were partaking, you know, and they was out there. No, it says he shall gather his elect. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath cared for his elect. So it was in Solomon, the 3rd chapter, man. So it's all about those that believed, okay? And their prayers being answered, man. So it's very important to be not afraid to cry unto YAHAWASHI. John 5 and 16. Confess your faults. Right? Confess your weakness, man. Okay? It ain't like a brother gonna pick on you all day. Oh yeah. No, we're gonna be there a brother will be there, and if that is so, guess what? YAHAWASHI will get rid of that brother. Because he ain't a brother. A brother would know your weakness and strengthen you in that. And then what? You would know his weakness and strengthen him in that. That's the body, man. Okay? It's a domino effect of iron sharpening iron. It says, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another. And pray, confess, cry unto YAHAWASHI for this brother that you call your brother. Cry unto YAHAWASHI for this man that you claim you love. You claim you will put your life down for. Are you praying to YAHAWASHI for him? Okay? Because the effectual prayer, matter of fact, oh, that's the spirit. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. That's the point. It says, and pray for one another that ye may be healed. So what? When you pray for a brother, you are actually healing that brother, man. That brother is actually being healed through the Spirit, man. He's able to go through certain things that he told you about, or he didn't have to tell you about. But the Spirit had you do a video on it. The Spirit had you call it out. And guess what? He like, damn, the water up. Like, that's the Spirit. Okay? He was healed. He was healed. He was made whole. Okay? By who? By YAHAWASHI. This is a body. It says that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much. The effectual fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much, man. So when you praying for Bayashal Dawada, when you praying for Laha to the elect, you know, because we start off our lessons like that, you know, and we do lessons like that, but how much more actually knowing that, bro, it's brothers out there catching hell, bro. But when you put up prayers for these brothers, it heals them, man. That's why it's very important to be not afraid to cry unto YAHAWASHI. Because when you cry to the Lord, it make you look like you weak, you a bitch, you sleep. If you thinking like that, you carnal. When you go into YAHAWASHI, you being a man of the Lord. Because what did Samson do? All right, before he gave his last breath, okay, he cried unto YAHAWASHI. Okay. So your brother see. All right, yeah, he cried unto YAHAWASHI and asked that he die a man of the Lord. That he die a man of the Lord, man. Okay? And that's what we here for, man. Understanding this truth, you know? Okay, understanding everybody ain't gonna believe. Understanding that Jake is a nation that is not only most rebellious, but need a sign. Because when YAHAWASHI was on the scene, what did he say? He said the same thing I'm saying right now, man. This generation seeketh for a sign, and yet no sign shall be given them but the sign of Jonas. Is that not what we doing? Rebuking, reproving. That's the only sign these people gonna get. Because what? They stuck in their ways. They stuck in being adulterous. Okay? Idol worshippers. Okay? Feminine. Alright? Homosexuals. Okay? Committing bestiality. Alright? Cleaving unto Esau Edom's philosophies. When these things profit you not salvation. James chapter 5, verse 16. Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. So when you pray for a brother, that brother is being healed, whether you know it or not. If you believe that, when you put up that prayer, and when you putting up prayers for brothers, don't do it in vain. Do it in the Spirit. Do it because you believe the Lord gonna deal with that brother, man. All right? Do it because you want that brother to make it, man. All right? That ye may be healed. The effectual prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Psalms 141, verse 1. YAHAWASHI, I cried unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. So what? King David was lamenting. He was mourning to YAHAWASHI. Is that not why we lament and mourn? No. And what? And the Lord will call you out. The Lord will call you out, bro. And I'm speaking for myself, in my own experience. The Lord will call you out, bro. The Lord will be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you got this. You teaching these people, you telling these people that. Okay, yeah, hey, you right, though. You ain't going off. But, I mean, damn, is you going to give me some time? Is you going to give me 5 minutes of your day? Is you going to literally cry unto me? As our King David would read, when you read the word cry, he cried unto the Lord, man. He cried unto the Lord. And that's the thing about Jade, man. G wants shit to be physical. No, bro, this thing is spiritual. King David actually, in hundreds of years ago, cried unto the Lord, man. He literally had tears coming from his eyes, man. Okay? He was sincere in this thing, man. That's why his house is being raised up, man. How much more you, if you claim to be a part of that house? Cry unto YAHAWASHI. Cry unto the Lord, man. Give him 5 minutes. Go to him, man. Face the east sometimes. Face the east, man. And get that prayer. Now let's read what King David said in Psalms 55. Because, man, bro, I was reading through the script, bro. King David, bro, was not fucking off. This is Psalms 55, verse 1. Give ear to my prayer, O YAHAWASHI, hide not thyself from my supplications. And that's the last thing you want YAHAWASHI to do in these last days, is to hide himself. It's to hide himself. It's to hide himself when all hell break loose, man. Because the scriptures say we all gonna be tried, you know? But for the Lord to actually hide himself from you, you know? Here it is, other brothers getting saved, and you out there somewhere getting destroyed. Whether you leaking because you wasn't sincere, and then the Lord actually have you make it, and you like, and then a nuke drop. Boom! You gotta think about these things, man. You gotta think about these things. That's why being humble and sincere in this truth is very important. Very important, man. Okay? King David said, search me. Okay? Thou shalt find no iniquity. That's why in the law it says, be ye perfect. Strive for perfection. Because we ain't gonna never be perfect, bro. But what you want to strive to be perfect, bro. Psalms 55, verse 1. Give ear to my prayer, O Most High, YAHAWASHI, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me. It says, attend unto me, and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. That's right. So everybody around you hates you, man. Everybody around you hates you because you have separated yourself from this world. If you read in the scriptures and you call on the name of YAHAWASHI, everybody around you is against you, man. Okay? And that's just how this thing go. Because the Lord said what? 1 John 2 and 17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. For the things that are in the world, alright, are against YAHAWASHI. So if you cleave into this word and applying it and doing it daily, you're going to catch hell. But that's why it's very important to cleave into YAHAWASHI. Psalms 142, verse 1. I cried unto YAHAWASHI. Matter of fact, Salaki. This is David speaking. Because everybody like to read Psalms. Okay? Everybody like to read Psalms. Alright? But everybody don't really understand the intentions of King David, man. Everybody don't really understand it, why he was a man of the Most High. So, oh, he was an old. And then when you go on Google or you go on these websites or you go on your social media or whatnot, the only precepts you're going to find is, blessed be the Lord, I love thee, da-da-da-da-da. But what about the scriptures that say, I hate them that hate thee? What about the scriptures say that persecute them for they have persecuted me? What about the scriptures, all right, that say to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of irons? What about them precepts? That's in the Psalms. It's just a spirit, you know. They call like up in some side, man. You know. So what about that, man? What about King David? All right, having that. Hey, King David said, I hate, in the book of Psalms, I hate them that hate thee with a perfect hatred. What about that, man? You know? Who are them that hate the Most High? Romans the 9th chapter, 13th verse tell you that, man. Malachi the 1st chapter, the 14th verse tell you that. And how do you know those people still live? Because Isaiah 24 and 5. Job 9 and 24, man. It's as simple. It's simple. It's simple, man. That Edom, Esau are still living. Okay? That's why 2 Corinthians says we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. It was destined for you to fool 2/3 of our people with Christianity. But it was also predestined that the elect shall obtain it, Romans 11 and 7, and the rest were blinded. This is Psalms 142 verse 1. I cried unto YAHAWASHI in my voice. That's right, man. And this is what me personally, I'm speaking to myself, man. You know? Because I just recently did it, man. But I ain't doing enough of it, man. I'm not, bro. Bro, prayer is heavy, bro. Go to that closet. Whoever this video for, man, go to that closet, man. Go to that room and cry unto the Lord, man. Be sincere. Lay out your life to the Lord. Because at the end of the day, your life is required. Whether it be earth and ashes, or whether it be the spirit going back to him, man. He's in control of all of that. That's in the book of Job, man. Okay? So you want to give everything you have, okay, for this truth when you wake up, for YAHAWASHI. Whether you suffering with your family, people at your job, hey man, people that live in your household, man. Your loved ones, your kids, your children, your wife. Man, look, man, take that time, go to the closet, go to your car, take off, go to the laundromat, go to walk, go to somewhere, stop in somebody's parking lot, and pray into YAHAWASHI and meditate, man, in sincerity and in truth. And I'm telling you through experience of something that I did, man. You know? And he gonna guide you through the spirit, man. If you really believe and you sincere, he gonna guide you. Because the elect, we ain't doing enough praying, man. Be honest with you, bro. We all got knowledge. But we ain't doing a lot of praying, bro. Okay? That's why it's very important for us to pray. I'm going to read this again. In Revelations, okay, speaking of YAHAWASHI, loosening the seals thereof, or the book, so that we can understand why it is important to pray, why it is important to be around a brotherhood, why it is to go out to camp, why it is to be diligent, why it is to be in the spirit, why it is to present your body as a living sacrifice, man. If he did not open this book, I wouldn't be standing here today, man. It is very important for us to understand how powerful prayer is, man. Crying unto the Lord. We're not doing this for man, okay? We ain't doing this for likes and views. We're doing this so that YAHAWASHI can recognize his elect. Because the scripture said, my wrath have I smote thee, but in my favor will I have everlasting mercy upon thee. And that's the elect. Okay? Revelation chapter 5 verse 7. And he came and took the book of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. Who is that he? YAHAWASHI. Okay? Because he wept and cried with a loud voice. Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah have loosened the seals thereof. Okay? Who is that Lion of the tribe of Judah? YAHAWASHI, man. That's why he's that sacrificial lamb. That pure sacrifice. That spiritual sacrifice. That sacrifice that you just got to be in the spirit to receive. And your prayers that you're putting up to YAHAWASHI, guess what? They're going to be answered, man. But sometimes the Lord just got to humble you, bro. The Lord got to humble you, bro. And that's a beautiful thing to be humbled by the Lord. For the Lord to humble you and to lift you up. that real quick. You know, through the Spirit. This is James. This is James chapter 4, verse 7. I'm going to start at verse 6. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, James 4 and 5. Do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? Okay. Verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, all right, in quote, all right, YAHAWASHI resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Verse 7, submit yourselves therefore to YAHAWASHI. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's the point, verse 8. Draw nigh to YAHAWASHI. And how do you draw nigh to YAHAWASHI? By being occupied in the prophecies, man. By being in order, man. Being in the spirit, man. Being in the group chats. Reading the chapter of the day. You might think reading the chapter of the day like, oh my God, I gotta read the chapter of the day. Fuck. But here it is, that same chapter of the day that you read is something that you're applying in your daily life. Stop looking at it as it is men. It's not men, bro. It's the Spirit. And that's to whoever that pertains to. James chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to YAHAWASHI. Resist the devil. Resist what? Deceiving. Resist being deceived, because everything around us is to deceive you, man. That's why he has certain women's liberation set up for your woman to be over you. That's why he has certain jobs that you can't get unless you have this on your application or this or that. And that's why he has certain laws, all right, set up, okay, to where if you offend a homosexual, all right, you can be locked up, man. And that's why certain laws set up against who? Against those men that would actually live this scripture. Okay? They would actually submit themselves unto the Lord, man, and resist that spirit. And resist the spirit of being rebellious, man. Okay? Khan is just a spirit. You know? And that's the elect, man. They were going to pray into YAHAWASHI, and these things were going to be given unto them. James chapter 4, verse 9. Verse 8. Draw nigh to YAHAWASHI, and he will draw nigh unto you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Okay? Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Damn. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Is that not what King David was going through? When King David was... when he was going through it, when Saul was chasing him, okay, and one of his servants, or one of the men were throwing certain items at him, man, stones, I believe, something they were throwing at King David, and one of his mighty men came up to him and said, King David, he said, look, man, let it be, let it be thy will that, if it be the way you have us in the side, let it be thy will that I go and slay this man, okay? But what did King David say? He said, no, it is the will of YAHAWASHI. Because why? He understood that he went off. Okay? He understood that, man. And that's the house of David today. We understand that we transgress the law, statutes, and commandments of YAHAWASHI. And the only way to cleave unto him is by believing in the law of faith. By believing that YAHAWASHI came 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, man. We say that a lot, but you people don't even meditate on 1 year. Less alone 100 years. 2,000 years. And we believe in this thing? People are bugging. James chapter 4, verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning and your joy into heaviness. This is the point, verse 10. Humble yourself in the sight of YAHAWASHI, and he shall lift you up. So guess what? The elect have humbled themselves, have put on the elect, which is what the sackcloth of mourning, man. Okay, lamenting. Okay, doing the will, being the prophets, being the forerunners. Okay, hey, what did YAHAWASHI say? This word shall be teached, okay, across the four corners of the earth. It's not the incoming. Because, hey, if it was Christianity, I wouldn't be standing here, bro. But what? The real Hebrew Israelites have waken up. The valley of dry bones. Okay? And also, according to Revelations, it says what? Their dead bodies shall lay in the streets. No? Which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. But now to get off topic, this is why it's very important to pray to YAHAWASHI, so that you can be more locked into the spirit. You know? To hell what people gonna say about you. Hey, people, let me give you an example. To hell with what people gonna say about you. People talk about Michael Jordan, that nigga paid. People talk about LeBron James, but this nigga could pay your rent for the whole year. You know? So don't worry about what somebody got to say about you, bro. Be in the spirit, man. Be in the spirit. Be in these words, man. Crying to YAHAWASHI, man. Mourn, man. Lament. Chick don't got 5 minutes to lament to YAHAWASHI. 5 minutes? You can't pray to the Lord and cry? But you want to be 144. Well, I tell you, boy. Jake be going off. Jake want to be 144, but he can't do simple shit like being in order. Psalms 142 verse 1. I cried unto the Lord with my voice unto YAHAWASHI did I make my supplication. King David said this. I poured out my complaint before him. I showed before him my trouble. With my spirit was overwhelmed within me. Slop. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, and that's right. Okay, that's why we all came into this truth, because it was a certain point in time where our spirit was overwhelmed to where we actually needed this truth. Okay, and that's a spiritual man to actually go through these certain things and be like, damn, it's more out there. It's something greater out there, man. Okay, and that's the elect. They were going to go through being ridiculed, criticized, okay, looked at as they just crazy in the sight of their own people. Have your people bucking up against you, okay? Hey, your own family bucking up against you, man, because of what you believe in, okay? That's how serious this truth is, man. But what? Jake can't see that because it's not in front of him. When this shit is in front of you, it's too late. It's too late, bro, for you to try to understand what's going on. You think I'm gonna be? You think Elder Pastor Harlan Down gonna be out there on the four corners of the earth teaching this word when martial law is declared? Oh yeah, hey, this is yeah, come up here while the troops coming down the street. Yeah, Revelations, when they were speaking about this, it was, come on, bro. We got the truth, man. Psalms 142 verse 3. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path, and the way when I walked, have they privily laid a snare for me. That's right. Edom has laid a snare for us. Okay? What? The elect is going to overcome, man. That's biblical prophecy. Stick to the prophecies, man. Put your trust in YAHAWASHI. Okay? Verse 4, it says, I looked on my right hand and beheld, there was no man that would know me. And that's the spirit. Because I actually experienced this today. You know? I actually experienced this today, man. You know? When you on your lonely, hey, man, you could be living with your mother and your father. You can be living with your peoples, your sister, your brother, older brother, whatever. If you believe in YAHAWASHI, and something, an occasion happened to where everybody's snapping on you, everybody getting on you, guess what? That's you being alienated, man. Because you looking at them like they got 7 heads. But the whole time, you ain't doing shit wrong. You just being a servant. And really, these niggas got demons on them, man. But they don't see it like that. You understand? But you have to be in the spirit to actually see that. This is what I have to go through, man. This is what I have to go through. Okay? Your own loved ones, man. People who you've been holding down for the longest. But then they come one altercation and they looking at you like you got a demon on you. Like you going to fuck off, man. And the whole time you've been trying to live your life to the best of your ability to the scriptures. And they looking at you like you going off. And you got to deal with that like, God damn, man, am I going? Fuck no, you ain't going off, man. We got to be in this word, man. Okay, because, bro, 2/3, bro, they going to need a sign, bro. And it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late when they realize that, man. Too fucking late. Psalms chapter 142, verse 4. And I looked on my right hand. Man. So here it is. When you can't pay your bills, when you can't do this, when you can't do that. All right? When your life is in danger, man. Hey, mark of the beast is mandatory, which is RFID chip. Okay? When the guillotine is presented to certain brothers, man. You can't look to another brother's side and be like, oh, I have my faith in you. No, you had to have your faith in YAHAWASHI. And that's what's going to strengthen you. When you actually have faith in YAHAWASHI, that's what's going to strengthen your mono relationship with YAHAWASHI, man. No? And people envy that. People actually envy the fact that no matter how old you are, be 17 to 64. But if you fervent in the spirit and you believe, they hate that, man. That's why Vocab Malone came up to the camp last week to the Elders Apostles Great Millstone to try to denounce their faith. Like the Bible ain't based off of faith. Hey, like YAHAWASHI when he was working miracles, how many times have you type in, "O ye of little faith"? That's how you know that's an Edomite, bro. This thing ain't got no faith. Psalms 142, verse 4. I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. There was no man that can help me. Refuge failed me. Kind of refuge failed me. Don't put your trust in man. Cursed be the men that put their trust in men. And that's twofold. Because when you're around the brothers, you're going to know that, okay, this brother in the spirit. That's a whole nother topic. You don't want to put your trust in your so-called family members or loved ones that's around you, man. Because at the end of the day, when something go wrong, guess what? They're going to be the first ones to criticize you, ridicule you, demonize you. And I'm telling you some shit that I know right now on my dome, right now that I know, man. That I'm going through right now. I know, bro. I know it's going to happen, bro. But what? We have to maintain the faith and the belief. Because somebody can be all around you, shalom, or I love you. Or you did this, or you did this for me, and whatnot. But guess what? When it come down to this word, they fall away from it, man. And they looking at you like you crazy. It ain't me, bro. I cling to this word, bro. I'm telling you the truth. Kind of spirit, man. No? Your own family members, man. That's why the Lord said the love of many shall wax cold, man. Your own family members. They love you. They cook. They come to your house. They cook for you. All this. Anything your mother, your father, your brothers, anybody do for you, man, that's carnal, do not, bro, don't let that shit cleave to you, man, destroy you, because the scriptures tell you, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this world, man. Do not get your spiritual man caught up with the affairs of this world. Like, oh, she gonna be there for me in that day. Oh, he gonna be there for me in that day. Oh, my bro, that's my bro. He ain't in the truth, but that's my bro. I knew him since I was 6, 5. It's my bro. No, bro. This is a spiritual battle, man. Spiritual. Your own people gonna give you up, man. So to hell with this place. Alright? That's why and many men were offended in YAHAWASHI. A lot of men were offended. They was like, oh my God, he got this popularity. He popping like this. Let me follow him. YAHAWASHI was cut. He cut, man. He cut. I come not to set peace. Everything YAHAWASHI said was a cut, man. It was either you believe or you don't when he was on the scene, man. And they couldn't take it to the point in 3 years of his ministry, they had to give him up. Hey, and that's the spirit, because 3 is understanding, man. They didn't understand why YAHAWASHI was on the scene, and that's 2/3 of our people, man. That's 2/3 of our people, man. To hell with these people, man. Salakia, Salakia. Psalms 142, verse 4. I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. Verse 5. I cried unto the Lord, O YAHAWASHI. I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. That's right, man. YAHAWASHI is our portion. YAHAWASHI is our salvation, man. That's our comfort. You crying to the Lord, man. Okay? And like the brother, the head of the camp, he always say, it ain't about how many videos you're pushing out, man. It's not, bro. It's literally about your mono heart with YAHAWASHI, man. John 15:18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. That's right, man. Okay, hey, the world hate brothers like you, man. Hey, brothers that actually in their household, they have kids and a wife, go in your room and you crying unto the Lord. And you look as you strange. Like you bugged out. No? Your own wife hate that, man. This nigga will never show me attention. He always reading. You got brothers out right now, in the spirit, always reading. And they wife like, this nigga always reading. They be, hey babe, how you doing? But in the spirit, they like, he always reading. I hate that shit, man. They hate. Okay? But the Lord is actually going to have certain men out here on the planet Earth that's going to be predestined and preserved to have that fame. And how is that fame going to come? By the destruction of America, man. The destruction of the economy, the destruction of your so-called day-to-day lifestyle, man. You're making money, you know. It's going to be a RFID chip, man. That's what we're coming into. The fulfillment of Esau's New World Order, which, according to prophecy, in the fulfillment of his belly, he shall be in the straits. He's going to be taken, man. So you cleave into vanity. Right, come. Spirit, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. This is spirit, man. This is Psalm chapter 16, verse 4. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Right, who is that talking about? You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American Indians. Because you don't pray to YAHAWASHI. You pray to Allah. You pray to Jesus. You pray to Buddha. You pray to all these other gods. When it comes down to YAHAWASHI, your mind and your heart is far from him. and you despise your own people. Here it is. We out there in the corners for you. All you got to do is read. Look at the signs, man. Ask questions, and you will get understanding. Because the fear of the Lord, all right, is the beginning of knowledge. So you actually look and be like, damn, this is the truth. And the answers are here. But you would rather go to the church and listen to fucking songs all day, man. Listen to an Edomite with a mic, all right, play songs all day. How he loved Jesus. And we came out of that shit, man. So guess what? Their sorrow shall be multiplied and hasten after another God. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names in my lips. That's right, man. So the elect is not going to even mention you in that time, man. Okay? Why? Because this whole time we were crying out to YAHAWASHI, asking him for mercy. Asking YAHAWASHI to redeem us, man, from the destruction that he's getting ready to bring. I don't want to be in that fervent heat, man. And to be honest with you, nobody on the planet Earth wanna be in that fervent heat, according to 2 Peter's 3rd chapter, where it says the elements shall be melt with fervent heat, you know, which is in the Revelations a lake of fire, which is in Jeremiah the 51st chapter, Babylon, man. Okay? Which is who? America, man. Don't nobody want to be affiliated with the destruction that's going to come, but guess what? You're going to have 2/3 of our people that's going to have to partake in it because they didn't cry unto the Lord and they didn't believe in the Lord, man. Alright? So, like I say, you know, put up in prayers, man. Put up in prayers. It don't matter how nobody look at you. It's not about how somebody look at you, man. Put them prayers up, man. Alright, YAHAWASHI MILLSTONE, BABAL, Kakadash, Bakathum, with the water, YAHAWASHI for the spirit and truth. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of great millstone, who were on to this truth through the spirit. And salutations to the disappointing Wa'achim across the four corners of the earth. Alright, that's teaching this truth with sincerity, faith, and honesty. Alright, Shalom, Wahabatham, Wahabashari, Messiah, Allah, which is peace and love to the elect of Israel. Shalom. Damn, a whole hour? Fuck. Shalom.